I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Was grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear, the hour I first believed. Through many dangers, toils, and snares, I have already come. Was grace that led me safe thus far, and the grace will lead me home. When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, we know less day to thank God's grace than when we first begun. You got me with that everlasting love, and I can't help but give my life away. Even the darkness is not dark to thee, and the night is as bright as the day. Where could I go from your presence, oh God? You're the keeper of this love. I am changed like the land that drinks in water. I am changed like a leaf in an autumn breeze. I remain like a flower after the snowfall, but I am changed like a springtime mountain stream. This I will remember when everything turned gray and every one of our relations changed. You remain the same. You remain the same. You're the same. Though the mountains be removed, you're still the same. And the evidence I prove, this your claim. You never fail to forsake me, remains the same. And the evidence I see, this I will remember when everything turned gray. Every one of our relations changed. You remain the same. Oh yeah, I am changed. You remain the same. Oh my love, I am changed, and you're the same. Higher than the heavens, your love. Greater than the mountains, your love. Broader than the universe is your love. Your love. Clearer than reality, deeper than humility, longer than eternity is your love for me. If I search beyond the sky to the furthest galaxy, I could never hope to reach the limits of your love for me. As I sit and ponder this, your spirit finds my soul at rest. And the thought that I possess your love, your love. Greater than the mountains, higher than the heavens, is your love, deeper than reality, clearer than humility, longer than eternity. Is your love for me? Good morning.
Christy, you're muted.
Thank you so much, Ruth. That was just
meditative. It was beautiful. You can see that we have a wonderful service in store for you today. That was just a little taste of it. Healing the Hurt That Breeds Hate is the title. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Lake County. I'm Chris Cleveland, and I'm honored to serve this healing, compassionate congregation as your service leader this morning. Come, let us worship together, all genders and sexualities and political viewpoints. May we root ourselves in the values of this faith: compassion, courage, transcendence, justice, love. We gratefully acknowledge the Timucua Native peoples upon whose ancestral homeland our church and solar array exist. So thank you, all of you, for taking the time to Zoom in this morning for worship together. I have a few announcements. Be sure to check your weekly email for the service bulletin that comes out late in the week. It has the links to all the things going on at our church. There are many. And obviously, you have noticed that services have returned to Zoom until further notice due to the increasing number of COVID cases in Lake County. And we are really grateful for our diligent Safe Congregations Committee, who keep track of all the COVID rates and try to evaluate what our risk is so that we can continue to be safe. The good news is you can come to church from the comfort of your home without a mask. What you wear on the bottom is up to you. We don't see it. We are thrilled to have begun this new year with our solar installation fully operational. Sadly, because of COVID concerns, again, we are postponing our solar celebration that was to have been January 22nd. And we now hope to celebrate this milestone on March 26th in person. That's a tentative date. And Christina has an announcement, I believe. So Christina, you need to unmute.
There we go. Sorry about that. Good morning. And speaking of our new solar array, one of the things we had done was planted 91 podocarpus around the exterior of the fencing. And the reason I bring that up is they all have to be watered. And I spent 2.5+ hours yesterday drenching them, because without doing that, they won't survive, because we're in the middle of the dry season. So the reason I'm making this announcement is I need help, because this has to be done frequently. And I am wondering if anyone from our wonderful congregation would volunteer to come out and help water for the next few weeks. If you can, I'm going to put my phone number in the little chat box, and I would appreciate you calling me, even if you can only do it a few times, and I'll give you all the details. So far, I have 1 or 2 volunteers, for which I'm very grateful. So thank you in advance if anyone can volunteer to help out.
Thanks, Christina. Are there any other announcements? Let me know if nobody has their hand up. Okay, I guess I'll assume there are no other announcements. Well, welcome to each of you.
Do we have any new visitors today who, if you would like to wave your hand and introduce yourself, unmute and introduce yourself, we'd love to have you do that. Is there anybody willing to do that that hasn't been here before? Anybody see anybody? No, I guess not.
Henry, can you monitor the gallery for any hands that are up?
We have Jess Leary has her hands up. Go
Okay.
ahead, Jess.
Hi there. Hi, everybody. I'm here in Nashville, Tennessee, tuned in today, and very excited to be here to hear my wonderful friend Ruth King and to see you all. So lovely to visit this morning from Nashville.
Welcome, Jess.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay. So, welcome everyone, wherever you are. And I especially want to welcome our guest speaker today, Ruth King, who is a Mount Dora acoustic blues singer, songwriter, and activist. However, her songs are heard all over the world. She writes songs for other artists, and she has a whole multinational scene with her music reaching the international charts on many other countries. She was born to R&B recording artists and grew up surrounded by music and is a self-taught guitarist. Ruth studied classical music on scholarship at Florida State before venturing out on her own. She is originally from New York and moved to Florida in the 1980s. We are so happy to have you here today, Ruth, to share your personal story, your original poetry and music. We are really fortunate.
Thank you, Chris. And hello, everybody. Hello, friends. Well, this is my first CD release event of the year, so to speak. But when the Unitarian Universalist folks contacted me and said I could bring a topic, I thought, my goodness, this
Ruth?
is so great.
Excuse me. We have a couple more things to do.
Super.
Okay. And then you can begin.
Oh, my friend, I was looking at the clock. I should have looked at you. Thank you.
That's fine. Okay. One of the things we do in Unitarian Universalism is we light a chalice during our service. And Unitarian Universalists throughout the world do this. So I'll light the chalice, and out of the flames of fear, we rise with the courage of our deepest convictions to stand for justice, inclusion, and peace. Out of the flames of scrutiny, we rise to proclaim our faith with the hope to heal a fractured world. Out of the flames of hate, we rise with the force of love that celebrates our shared humanity. Out of the flames we rise. Each Sunday, we also make time for those who wish to offer a joy or concern. And this part of our service is not recorded. Another thing Unitarian Universalists do is we read or state our congregational covenant together. You should see it on your screen. Love is the
spirit of the church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
Okay, please mute again, and we have one more slide to show. It is our practice at UCLC to give generously to our church as we are able, and keeping in mind both its meaning in our lives and its impact on the world. You may donate in the chat box today or any of the methods listed on the screen. And thank you for your donation today. And now let's enjoy Ruth's message. You might want to switch to speaker view. I think it will be better. Okay, Ruth.
Thank you, everyone. In my heart of hearts, people, there's a burning inside. It's about civilization, innocence, I can't deny. See, it isn't complicated to one as simple as me. In our world so broken hearted, but I need one good cry, one good cry, one good cry, then I will be alright. We teach all the little children, never lose our gratitude. We find magic in our thank you, saying please, I love you. See, it isn't complicated unless we want it to be. In our world so broken hearted, do we need one good cry, one good cry, one good cry, then go on with our lives. If we let our hearts break open, we could sigh a deeper sigh. Reveal a part that's broken and heal inside. One good cry, one good cry, one good cry, one good cry, one good cry in the name of humanity. One good cry for truth that can set us free. One good cry, open hearts, get open hearts, open minds for the true love of every child. One good cry for the lost and the hurting ones. One good cry for the lives that have just begun. One good cry, love for someone you'll never know. One good cry for every hope that you can't let go. Thank you for letting me come today and share. That's one of my songs from my new CD. Several of the songs I sing will be from the record. And on to the topic, healing the hurt that breeds hate. One day, 6 weeks ago.
Ruth, you can move closer to the microphone. You're a little bit farther away than we can hear you.
One day, about 6 weeks ago, right before Christmas, I was coming out of Walmart. A lot of things happened in Walmart, I guess, if you look at my life, because I've spoken about Walmart events before. A gentleman and I were exiting the store at the same time, and his wife was behind him. He was a big, tall guy, kind of like my last story from last year about the guy I saw at Walmart. He was a big, but he was wearing a big red t-shirt and he was wearing red pants. So he was a big red poster sign and he had big white letters on his shirt. And I just saw it from the peripheral, I just saw The first letter was a 4-letter word starting with F. Second letter, and their letters were this big. The second word was the name of our president. And then it went on from there. And so I was struck with sadness immediately because I thought this man just walked all through this store and children saw this. It hurt, it grieved me. So what did I do? What do you think I did? What would you do? I didn't really think about it. My darn legs decided for me. My legs started walking faster and in his direction. Sorry to say, I wasn't really in agreement with this idea, but there goes my legs. And pretty soon I was kind of close to him. And then he sped up his pace. And I had to walk really fast. I was out of breath. And I finally got in earshot and I said, "I'm sorry for your hate." And he goes, "What?" And his wife said, "What?" And I said, "I'm sorry for your hate." And then she did this kind of strange contortion to her face that was a smile. And she said, "It's not hate, it's love. It's love." And I said, "Well, I'm sorry for you." But I missed it. I missed it. I had an opportunity right there, and boy, did I mess it up. It's not "I'm sorry for your hate." I missed it by one word. It's "I'm sorry for your hurt." Show me somebody that hates, and I will show you somebody that hurts. I know this personally in my struggles with such things. Hate is a cocktail of emotions. I feel it's fear. It's gullible ignorance. It's, I think, wrong information. And I think it's an absence of love for the person, self-loathing. And I wish I had, I hope I never get a chance to use that one. I hope I never see him again, but then again, I hope I do. So, but the thing is, it could be 100 forms of fear or emotional pain or wrong information that causes, I feel there's a group of people that are sort of, well, they're goaded, and these people are irritating to me. And so on this topic, I am first of all in danger of something breeding hate within me, because this is irritating to no end. It seems like people have bonded together in this disgruntled attitude toward, I'm just going to say it, toward the results of the Civil War. We bonded together and are going to make it right again, make it great again. And I'm afraid that there's racism involved in there, because I see that some of the things going on, well, I'm just going to leave it there. You understand. And this racism is part of what tears us down. And I don't have many goals in life. I have two. And one of them is to try to heal the racial divide in our nation and wherever it exists. But I have to start with me. And I don't feel hatred toward folks because many of these folks are Caucasian. I don't feel irritated about that at all. But I am taking a stand against hate. And I find this kind of hate coming toward me through bigotry and racism. And I've written a song. It's called Problem. I can't help you with your problem. They're tough for you if we were all the same. The same as you in all your glory. A pure reflection to what you call sane. I can't help you with your problem. I would if I could. I can't, so I won't. I won't hold for you your fear, hatred, and shame. if I do, damned if I don't. I can't help you with your problem. Won't carry that which is not mine. Don't scapegoat onto me your dance of misery, while living in appearances sublime. I can't help you with your problem. I would if I could. I can't, so I won't. I could hope and plead you'll hear me someday. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. Bridge the distances between us. Everybody has the right to find happiness deep within, to live in the truth both day and night. I can't help you with your problem. The predicament is clear. I am a solution to a question you won't ask yourself, an answer you can't hear. Oh, come on, bridge the distances between us. Everybody has the right to find happiness deep within, to live in that truth both day and night. Could your answer be somewhere up in heaven beyond the stars above? I can't help you with your problem. I can't help you with your problem, but I can love. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. So here's something odd about me. Thank you. I don't hate the racist. And here's the rest of the story. I love the racist. I feel the racist is a beautiful child of God, just like you, just like me. And I feel that it's no less, what do you call it? Dehumanizing to hate someone because of their opinions, even their actions, their words, their beliefs, as it is to be the person that they hate by all those words, actions, and beliefs. I was accosted by a racially divisive comment in a group. I was meeting with a small group of folks discussing a common problem, and we were all friendly toward one another. And that divisive comment, it was racism, and it hurt me because that's what racism is meant to do. And this happened this year, actually November. A lot of things happened this fall. What I do with when people offend me is I let it hurt me because that's what it's meant to do. Otherwise, if I try to resist that hurt, see, hatred it's contagious. You know, you walk out, you know, your Sister Mary Sunshine walking out in the day, and then someone throws a hate at you, and then you hate others, and You don't even like the day. You wish it wasn't so sunny. You know what I'm saying? It's contagious. So that contagion could get a foothold in my own soul. There's a way to pray for those people, for these individuals that I have found that heals me. And there's a way to respond. And part of that way is to pray for them to get everything they want and need. Everything I want and need for myself, to pray that blessings go upon them. And sometimes through songs and poetry, I get a healing. So the gentleman was talking about color in that meeting. And so I wrote a poem that day or the next morning, and I cried. You know, it hurt me. I let myself cry. And then I wrote this poem. If people are a color, if people are a color, I am red. If eyes are the soul, then a story is told. If people are a color, I am blue. If a color is the meaning, then blue is what I'm feeling. If people are a color, I am white. It's all I've ever seen and all I've ever been. If people are a color, I am black. The color that you see, but that color is not me. I am green like the leaves on a shining day in spring, yellow like the sun, bringing light to everyone, purple like a crown with amethyst all around, orange on a tree giving life to all who eat, indigo, the third eye glow, brown earth, the turquoise flow, and every color in between. That is what creation brings to every sacred living being, each inanimate or breathing. And in parentheses, I say it's a poem regarding the racial societal fracture I survive. Well, you know, I was born to a beautiful white lady, mom, and of course, my dad is African American. And I was raised in a racist home my early years, her parents. And I never saw another person of color until I was 8. Well, that's my story. And yes, I am still working on my memoir. And yes, you folks have been very patient, maybe more patient than me. But I was honored to have a conversation about my book, my memoir, with my own civil rights hero, and her name is Jane Elliott. And she is a teacher in Iowa. Well, she was a teacher in Iowa in the 60s. The day after Martin Luther King was shot, she walked into her 3rd grade class and she conducted something she invented called the blue eyes, brown eyes experiment. And she taught these 4 3rd graders, all Caucasian, what it feels like to be on the receiving end of prejudice. And you know, they met 30 years later, and there's a video of that, Jane Elliott, and those students were changed forever that day. But I spoke with her, and she gave me feedback on my book. She didn't like the title, and she told me, because, and she's right. She's right. She says, because my title of my book is Zebra, Lost and Found Between Two Races, because in black and white experiencing. And she said, there's only one race. And she's right. She says, we're all various shades of brown. And she gave me a little history lesson. That woman is still teaching, and I'm thinking she might be in her 80s. But what I come away in my walk, daily walk, healing from the hurts, is I don't have to be enemies with somebody because I disagree with them. And that's what I'm hoping. Wouldn't it be nice if everybody could see that, especially this group? You know, the people that stormed the Capitol, these guys have opinions and actions that irritate me to no end. I gotta be honest. But the individual human beings do not have to be my enemy. I don't want to imitate their teachers. I have a song that I wrote for the Alliance for Truth and Justice. I'm a part of the Alliance of Truth and Justice. It's a small group here in Central Florida that, well, they're bringing education and they're bringing the full history, and we have historians on our crew, and they're bringing the stories of people who have been lynched. We are going to the grave sites. We are taking the soil below the tree of the lynching tree. Every southern city has a lynching tree. But we don't know where they are always. But they're doing research, the public records, and getting the soil and having a proper ceremony, a burial and a memorial. For example, for July Perry, who was lynched in Ocoee, Florida, for voting after African Americans got the voting right. Anyway, I wrote this song, but this reading is a prelude to my song that's called Free Free. It's called The Pathology of the Confederacy. This helps me because when I see someone as ill, sick, overcome by a disease, it's easier for me to love them, no matter what they do as a result of that illness. The pathology of the Confederacy. Merchants of men, women, and children either started or propagated the lie that slaves they were selling were not even human beings, more like animals. The slave trade practice out of Africa was just that. And by their participation and patronage, condoning slavery, the American Confederacy was founded upon hate. This helps me. Any policy, practice, or tradition that stands by and condones human trafficking for any reason, either in the past or in the present, is pathological by nature. By definition, human trafficking is the action or practice of illegally transporting people from one country or another, typically for the purposes of forced labor and even sexual exploitation. The slave trade practice out of Africa and many Caribbean nations was just that. If there is a new Confederate plan, I'd like to hear about it. But the one that I know about was based on inequality, hate, and the approval of this past human trafficking. The Confederacy was doomed to fail for many reasons, especially for the reason that it was founded upon a criminal purpose, an illicit exploit. That society was built on a conscienceless foundation, the cornerstone of which is racism. So why this helps me, I mean, if I walk into a hospital and see sick people and hate them for their sickness, then I'm not doing too well mentally and emotionally. I mean, walking into a hospital going, see that guy? He's got diabetes. I hate him. Look at them with their sciatica, and stuff like this. It is mental and emotional illness to hate another person because of the color of their skin. Feel that you are better than another person for any reason. So there's that. Tears of joy, of heartache, of years. Yeah, we strengthen our allegiance, hope deferred by gullible fears. So we walk the road of truth and pledge our lives for justice, while all the earth proclaims our liberty. Free, free, free to be you and me. In liberty, free, free, free to be you and me. Free, free, free to be you and me. In liberty. Freedom is the right of our birth. Yeah, we all have this in common, not by race or color, but first, our humanity. So we speak up for inclusion and stand up for equality, while all the earth proclaims our liberty. Free, free, free to be you and me in liberty. Free, free, free to be you and me. Free, free, free to be you and me in liberty. In liberty. Man, oh woman, oh child. The cost of hate is not worthwhile. We can begin today, an open heart can break illusion, begin this way, and the change is made. Awake, awake to the love that is within you. Each dawning day, free, free, free to be you and me in liberty. Free, free, free to be you and me. Free, free, free to be you and me in liberty. Don't believe the lies or the sleight of the hand, making enemies out of you and me. By your bravery, the truth can stand. These are crimes against humanity. There is plenty for you. There is plenty for me in liberty. When I take care of you, then you take care of me. Don't tell me your color, show me your heart. Don't tell me your color, just show me your heart. Don't tell me your color, just show me your heart. Don't be afraid of liberty. Don't be afraid. Together we are free, free, free. In liberty. That's a new song. It's not on the record, but there's a video out if you want to see it. Well, I was just saying, thinking, writing, I'm looking at my notes, that there's no solution when I hate the person who hates me. There's no chance for healing that hurt. Now, what I said to that gentleman when I said, I'm sorry for your hate, I don't even think that was close. That one word makes all the difference. And just maybe to have kept it to myself, as some folks suggest for some of my friends say, you know, Ruth, don't go talking to people all the time in the Walmart parking lot. But I'm sorry for your hurt. Maybe just keep that in my heart. Maybe that could have been good. Because I don't want hate to win. There's no reason for it. I'm going to stop talking. This is a song that was written by Jim Messina. Have you really been loved? There ain't no use to keep on taking abuse from a friend who is unkind. A friend indeed, or a friend that you need, who can help us through a troubled time. Reach on out and take a hold of my hand. Let me know that you're ready to go. There ain't no tools and you can leave your blues behind. Have you some peace? Peace of mind. Have you some peace? Peace of mind. Yeah. mighty good life, charm you all the way, take you along on a sweet, sweet song, and then they'll steal your heart away. But blessed be the one who could understand why people have to act that way. 'Cause if I knew, I wouldn't even want to say, have you some peace, just a little piece of mind? Have you some peace, peace of mind? Everybody wants peace, peace of mind. All we really need is peace, peace of mind. Oh, oh yeah. All we really need is peace. We belong. We belong to each other. We belong to each other. Oh my God, that can't be true. But it is. But we cannot love groups of people. We cannot love their opinions. You cannot love an opinion. I mean, not really. I think love is what we can bring to an individual themselves. You know, not to inanimate entities like political parties and stuff like that, and wars gone by. We can just, so I've been trying that, and it seems to work pretty good. I think, okay, you know, there's bumper stickers on cars, and I get an irritated feeling, and I think, okay, that's the opinion. But there is an individual in the car who's no better or worse than me, so that's helping. I think love is meant for us, one another's on the planet. The last reading I've got for you is called The Three-Sided Coin. Now, I could ask you in a forum, if we had met together live, I would have asked how many sides there are to a coin, and I wanted to have a coin here, just, but I forgot. But you've all seen them. So you probably know all the answer that of how many sides there are to a coin, and the answer is 3. And this is called The Three-Sided Coin. I wrote it, I sent it out Thanksgiving to Facebook friends and family. Not all my family. I couldn't, because you see, the thing that I was ungrateful for at Thanksgiving was that I've got a whole segment of my Caucasian family that they really feel that they would like to wear that t-shirt, that red and white t-shirt with a 4-letter word on it. They would love that because that's their feeling, that's their opinion. So I sent it to friends, and it's called The Three-Sided Coin. Like most of us, and for whatever reason, I grew up believing there were 2 sides to every coin. Now to find out there are 3, the 2 different views presented on the back and front, and then the third side, the thin circumference that joins the 2 and makes them 1. 1 coin, 3 sides. In any given problem or struggle, I may know the heads. I know the heads, and I often know the diametrically opposed tails. But what I can have is a tendency to forget that third factor, the part that can't help but join the 2 into oneness. Not sameness, but unity. In a divided nation, as we are under attack from without and within, 2017, this is refreshing, even hopeful, even hopeful. On Thanksgiving Day, I am reminded of 2 things. One is that there isn't a single day of the whole year that isn't a day of Thanksgiving. Life is a gift. The second is that we humans are made of the very particles of the substance of love, ethereal speaking, and biologically too. quite an explosion there at conception, I'll say. Our dinner tables of thanks today are where we may take the lead from International Space Station astronaut Peggy Whitson, who stated in her Christmas address, "We should live as one people and strive for peace." She was saying that while she was sitting in the space station. You know, everything's dark, you know, there's stars and planets, and there's Earth, and that's what came to her. And she's right, we should live as one people and strive for peace. And so for all of us, I hope that a peace that starts within our individual hearts extends outward to one another at the dinner table, into our neighborhoods, cities, counties, Lake County, states, regions, our country, and our world. Let's hope humanity soon adopts and applies the wisdom of the three-sided coin. As I was planning to speak with you and share my heart like this, it just came into my mind because I've read a lot of spiritual books, and no, that's not true. I've read some spiritual books. I'm not an avid reader. I'm really not. But there's this one book I read a lot of times, and it talks about it rains on the just and on the unjust. And I was thinking, yeah, weeds grow in the ground right next to the flowers. And then I was wondering, I wonder which one I am. Because, you know, I have a tendency to think, you know, people I don't agree with, people I'm tempted to hate out of some hurt inside of me. They're the weeds, I'm the flower, you know. But I don't think any of us can really know how it goes. I'd like to be a flower, but I've got some beautiful weeds. I don't know. But all I do know is that we belong to each other. That's as far as I've gotten in any of my conclusions. But here's a song about the rain. It is on my CD. The rain falls on my eyelashes. The rain falls on my hair. The rain is making the grass wet. The rain falls everywhere. The sky is cloudy and the sun is gone. The rain falls everywhere. Splish, splash, splashing and a happy sound. The rain falls everywhere. Off on a great adventure, my boots and my umbrella. Time to have some fun in my raincoat, bright and yellow. The rain falls on my eyelashes. The rain falls on my hair. The rain is making the grass wet. The rain falls everywhere. The sky is cloudy and the sun is gone. The rain falls everywhere. Splish, splash, splashing and a happy sound. The rain falls everywhere. Off on a great adventure, my boots and my umbrella. Time to have some fun in my raincoat, bright and yellow. Did you know that? The rain falls on my eyelashes. The rain falls on my hair. The rain is making the grass wet. The rain falls everywhere, 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 everywhere. Speaking of, thank you. Thank you very much. I've been seeing that. I do that too for us on Zoom. Thank you very much. Speaking of Peggy Whitson, she really inspired me when she looked from outer space out at the earth. And that's the same perspective of this next song. Some of you remember a singer from the 70s, 80s, and 90s named Joe Cocker. I love Joe Cocker. Love Joe Cocker. A gentleman named Matthew Moore wrote this song called Space Captain. And I think I heard it back then and it stayed with me until today. And this will be the first time I'm singing it out with a message. I got the notes over here just in case. Oh, and on there's a video of Joe Cocker. This is just an aside, but there's a video of Joe Cocker singing this from his Mad Dogs and Englishmen album. And the piano player had a big stovepipe hat. Maybe you've heard of him. His name is Leon Russell. Very cool video. Very cool song. And it's a very cool movement, equality. Thank you for being a part of it. Once while traveling across the sky, this lovely planet caught my eye. Being curious, I flew close by. And now I'm caught here till I die. Until we die. Until we die. We're just learning to live together. Learning to live together. Learning to live together till we die. I lost my memory of where I've been. We all forgot we could fly. And someday we'll all turn to peaceful man. And we'll return into the sky. Until we die. Until we die. We're just learning to live together. Learning to live together. Learning to live together till we die. Woo! Woo! Until we die, until we die, we're just learning to live together, learning to live together, learning to live together, learning to live together. We got to get it together, it's getting better and better. We got to get it together, oh yeah. Until we die, until we die, we're just learning to live together, learning to live together, learning to live together, learning to live together. We've got to get it together, it's getting better and better. We've got to get it together, it's getting better, it's getting better. We've got to get it together, it's getting better and better. We've got to get it together, it's getting until we die. So that's what's going on. That's what we're doing on the planet. When we're not at Walmart. May I make my closing statement? Yes, I may.
Yeah.
I had just to say that there is a way possible where I am not under obligation. I'm under no obligation to hate anyone ever. For any reason. For any reason. In fact, I'm free to love everyone.
Thank you, Ruth. What a treasure you are to the human race. Thank you so much. So this chalice is now extinguished. but its light lives on in the minds and hearts and souls of each one of you. Carry that flame with you as you leave today, and share it with those you know, with those you love, and most especially with those you have yet to meet. Thanks for today, Ruth. I hope you have time to stay with us. Oh, you can see how to get Ruth's record, which includes many of the songs she sang today. She's got her phone number and her website there. And I hope you have time to stay with us for a short discussion with Ruth, led by Diana Reed. We will still be recording during this section of our program. So Diana, take it away.
Diana, unmute.
Thank you. I thought I'd done that, but I hadn't. I just said good morning, everyone, and especially Ruth. It's so good to see you. I usually lead this discussion, but somehow I feel today that it might be just almost better if you just take this over, Ruth. You have such a direct connection with everybody. I mean, I can look for people and try to moderate make sure people aren't talking together and all of that stuff. But I feel like you're in command. So we just like to start with people having comments or questions about Ruth, her work, her life, her feelings, her message, whatever. There's a lot of depth and complexity there. So, and she's obviously open to personal questions, right?
And it's so good to see you, Diana. I have so enjoyed our times together on Zoom. And one day I'm going to get together with everybody and give some hugs after this COVID crazy thing.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So there's someone, yes, there's Kristen. Go ahead, Kristen.
I just want to say I'm absolutely blown away in a good way by Free Free. That song is something even more special than the other pieces we heard today. I think it could become a national anthem for the Biden administration. And I think we ought to find a way to get them aware of your song. It is an incredible, not just because of Biden, but because of the message that needs to be shared across cultures and across beliefs. You have really touched in my heart on a really kind of a magical chord. I think that we are all, everyone on both sides of the aisle, struggling to find a way to come out of this and to become healed. And the song that you sang did that for me today, not just your story. So thank you. And let's press onward with it as much as we can. Oh my goodness. Wow. And I just wanted to let Diana know I'm here to watch the entire grid, and I'll be happy to take over the burden of finding people for you in this discussion. Why don't you just relax and enjoy and participate yourself, Diana?
Oh, you want to be the leader today?
No. I'll just find people if they raise their hands.
Okay.
You're still the leader. You're still the leader.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. I'm kind of turning it over to Ruth here because
Okay.
she's got a real message and a long and complex one. So anyway, yes, I see Terry. Go
Yeah,
ahead, Terry.
Ruth, I just wanted to say I especially liked your poem about color, color me orange, and I really liked that. It was just beautiful. And I liked about the three sides of the coin. I thought was very introspective as to how we should think of ourselves, and not just black and white kind of thing. I really liked especially those two things that you did. and enjoyed everything, the music and whatnot. I just wanted to say that. So.
Thank you so much.
And I want to know if you two know each other,
Have we
because you're both musicians. Terry is an awesome pianist.
Well, she looked familiar, but I'm not sure if we met actually.
No, yeah, no.
She's
No.
made her career out of that, and she's just a delight to hear.
Oh, I look
Thank you, Diane.
Here you
Yes.
are.
Mhm. But anyway, no, I really enjoyed everything. I enjoyed your presentation. You were sort of like off the cuff, very warm feeling. It wasn't like a strict standard like sermon kind of thing. It was a very intimate type of a presentation, I thought.
I was hoping. Thank you.
Davina has her electronic hand up. I don't know if anybody can see that, but
No, I can't, but go ahead.
I want to say thank you so much, Ruth. And just this morning, I was rereading something that Desmond Tutu had said a number of years ago about now that he's free from apartheid, what is he free for?
Yeah.
And your song, Free, Free to Be, helps answer that question. And then I also want to ask you, where can we read that poem, If I Were a Color?
How, well, I don't know. It's in another unpublished book, and I would love to make it available to you by sending a copy of it to Chris Cleveland, and maybe she can get a copy to anyone that wants it.
Super.
Would that be okay?
I'll put
Yes.
my email address in the chat so it can be forwarded to me. Thank you.
Oh,
I'll-
super.
check it out.
Thank you so much.
Mhm.
Anybody can do that. Put your email in the chat and I'll forward that to you.
I want it too.
Yeah, me too.
Done.
Maybe it could be put in the bulletin or either in the communicator or the bulletin.
Okay.
Yes,
How's that?
Ruth, if you forward it by email to our tech team that you have the email for, we will get it into the communicator.
Isn't that great?
If that's all right, that'll be publishing it with your permission.
Be honored. Be honored.
But
Thank
those
you.
of you who are not on our mailing list, if you want it, please put your email address in the chat box and we'll see that you get it.
I have a question.
Yes, Christy.
Ruth, growing up, I've heard you speak before, so I know a little bit more about the home you grew up in. What was the turning point in growing up in such a hateful home that tore away your self-esteem, that you started loving and not hating?
There was always a tether to love, whether it was spirit in the Catholic Church. The two years later that I actually stayed with the Dominican sisters, I'm telling you my story, and whether it was my uncle who's 2 years older than me that was in that same hateful house, but he made me laugh and he loved me dearly. It was like a relay race of love my whole life. It was the neighborhood boy in the projects where I lived and was mostly alone in grade school. And he gave me my first guitar. There was always love. And I gotta say it hasn't stopped.
I just got to jump in on that. The love hasn't stopped. I don't know you, Ruth, but we have had an opportunity in the last few weeks to have a couple of contacts just working on things. And I get from you this incredible ball of energy that is simply white love personified. And it comes through from you in your poetry and in your singing, but just in your being. As I worked with you, I felt an amazing attraction just to the sense of agape love that just comes from you. And I'm grateful, and I hope you are. I'm amazed at the amount of energy and the source that you seem to be. So whether that's a channel of a tether or a reflection of what you see in the world, or if it's something you feel deep in your heart that you just emanate, I'm grateful to have had the opportunity, and I hope continuing opportunity, to get to know you and to work with you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for sharing your beautiful heart.
Yes, you have dedicated yourself to cultivating love within yourself and trying to spread it to other people, and a rejection of these hateful things. You know, I was thinking that people who grew up in a dysfunctional or abusive home, they tend to suffer from that and carry that with them, and strive to overcome that throughout their lives. But you have another layer to deal with, and that's that the hate continues to come at you. It's not something that you repeat because you put yourself in these bad situations because that's what you are accustomed to, and somehow it feels comfortable even though it hurts. It's that you get this just ridiculous and unwarranted hateful things that come at you just because you're not pure white skin. It's so hard to keep, it's so hard to maintain yourself when you keep getting this negative reinforcement. So I really applaud you and admire your ability to have this shield of love around you.
Thank you, Diana. Thank you.
Dottie has her hand up.
Yes,
Dottie,
go
you
ahead,
want to
Dottie.
unmute?
Good morning.
Hi.
I have a connection with Ruth, and I've had a love for her for quite some time. I know of a place where I learned there were some steps to life, and using those steps, I've been able to go through life with other people, some that I may not agree with, but I have learned that this is my journey and that's your journey. And I can bless you and ask, heal me, bless you, and continue to spread the peace and love that I have. And I'm so happy to see you today, Ruth, and I'm thrilled to know that all the wonderful poetry and songs are so connected to peace and love and equality. Thank you.
Love you. Hi, Spence. Hi, Dottie.
Ruth, you are so creative. I'm wondering if you feel that you inherited some of your creativity from one side of your family or the other, or if you are unique in that and it just is a God-given gift that isn't even, it doesn't have any explanation in genetics.
Well, my father was an entertainer, a blues singer, recording artist, and my mother was a singer. So there you go. There isn't anybody in my family that doesn't play an instrument or sing. So I'm just among many, though. But thank you for the idea that I.
So that is one positive thing that you were brought up with that encouraged your creativity and your music. Okay, that's good. I'm glad there was something positive.
me too, doggone it.
Who else would like to question or comment or whatever? Yeah, Steve, you have to unmute.
Yeah, I'm intrigued by that. After Martin Luther King was assassinated, that lady took her all white students and told them, you know, what it was all about. Imagine what would happen these days here in Florida with our governor and his buddies doing their job on education, critical race theory, and all that other nonsense. Yeah, she couldn't do it these days. So I'd let you know that.
She might. She's a spitfire. That's a good point.
Karen Hinton has her hand up.
Is that a hand, Karen? Because we can't see you. All we see is some fingers. You're not on the screen.
And you need to unmute if you want to say anything. No?
Maybe
Okay.
she's not there. I don't know, because all I see is a white ceiling or something.
Which is fine for comments.
But
Karen-
she's not commenting either.
If you hit the microphone in the corner, where the little microphone that has a red line through it, that's how you unmute.
While she's trying to do that, I just have another question, Ruth. You know, you and all other musicians and performers have had such a horrible time making a living during this pandemic. And of course, now we're in this another surge. I'm wondering, do you have any outdoor performances in the area scheduled in the near future where people might feel more comfortable coming to watch you?
Well, yes, there are a couple local places like Hurricane Dockside in Tavares, and also Puddle Jumpers in Tavares. And these are outdoor on back porch patios, you know, on the water and everything like that. But the
I
table,
don't even know where they are. Now, are those on your website? Is your schedule on your website?
yes, if you go to my website and go to shows, you'll see, I keep up daily with that calendar, and you'll see these places. But I don't know if you'll feel safe there at this time. These tables are close together, you know what I'm saying, but it is outside on the back. It is outside, so that's good.
Do they require masks? No,
They're
probably not.
That would be nice, but no. See, I think it's not a bad idea, but no, they don't require masks.
It's tough to eat with your mask on.
Well, then, you know, that's the problem with the food.
And Diana, I'll take you to hurricanes and to puddle jumpers on different days.
Is that a promise?
It's a
Because I don't
promise.
know where they are. I live by myself, and I'm not a.
Yes,
a
we'll get you out. If you like to pull shrimp, that's good at puddle jumpers. They've got a great salad there as well. And of course, hurricanes, if you want, you can go by boat. I went there last time with my friend on a pontoon boat and docked up and went to lunch. So there's all kinds of ways to go there. But yes, the pandemic is presenting some challenges at both of those locations.
And hopefully within a month or so, some of this will have died down if it comes and goes as fast as it has in South Africa anyway. Yeah.
We can hope.
Yes. Anyone else?
Ruth, I wanted to just extend an invitation to you. If you'd like to come do this again on another Sunday, we're more than happy to provide an outlet for your creative thoughts. And if you want to just do a poetry reading or just have a discussion, or if you want to do a concert or any blend of those, there's ways we can work you into part of a service or do a whole service, whatever works for you.
Thank you very much, Kristen.
I'll keep that in mind. Anytime you have invited me to come, my preparation and the time on in the program is very, I learn a lot. I enjoy it so much. I enjoy you people because you are you have joined together in community to make Lake County a beautiful place, you know, in the way that you're doing. So thank you for the invitation.
We appreciate the stimulation towards action that happens from your work.
Thank you.
I'm also curious how you and Jess know each other, because she's in Nashville.
Well, is she still here? I'm not sure.
Yes, she is.
This is a songwriter, singer, an entertainer. Well, she's in Nashville and she writes songs, you can imagine, and you probably have heard them on the radio by a ton of artists. And I'm not going to go on and on, Jess, but she is a who's who on the planet. You know, her music goes all around the world, and so I kind of feel like she spins the world musically. She just
You sound like you're talking about yourself as well.
I was just going to say that because that for me is what you do, my friend Ruth. And if I may say, first of all, how fabulous all of this has been today. I've so enjoyed being a part of the Lake County service. And my mother used to live in Mount Dora, and my stepdad. And that is how I came to know my friend Ruth King through my stepdad. And it was one of those, he kept saying, you've got to meet Ruth King. You two have got to meet each other. We're both musicians. He just saw the connection, right? Yeah. He has since passed, but many years ago, Ruth, how many years ago? My gosh.
I'm going on 12 with you, I think, or 13.
Yeah, probably about that. Yeah. And it was one of those things where I was staying at my stepdad's and he had invited Ruth over for us to finally meet. And she walks in with her guitar. We say hello. The guitar case is open. We're sitting on couches across from each other, and we never stopped. We just started playing music and laughing and smiling. And honestly, it was like, hello, old friend, is what it felt like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. And okay, very good. I'm glad to hear that about that connection. Yes, and know that you're birds of a feather.
You are a huge inspiration to me, and in all aspects of my world. I adore you, my friend.
I adore you, Jess.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else want to say anything, or are we ready?
Liz has her hand up, her electronic hand up.
Who does?
Liz Morton.
Oh, Liz. Okay, go ahead. Unmute. Thanks, Christy.
Hello, am I unmuted?
Yes.
Okay. Want to say three things. Ruth, yes, thank you for coming today and hope to hear from you more. Also, I wanted to thank the AV people. I know they were excited to not have to do the Zoom, but I'm glad we're back on Zoom because I can't get there in person. And also regarding the email we received about the possible change in about excess electricity from our solar, we've been requested to contact our people. What should we be saying about on how to not regulate or not prevent the sale of the excess energy that our solar panels may give us?
You should just say you want to have net metering. And there was a link to your people, your representatives, that they will, and they have a letter all typed up. You can just add your name and address in that email. But you do want net metering. So people are paid what they would pay for electricity. They are reimbursed that much credit. And are there more questions though for Ruth before we go on to other topics?
Debbie, did you want to say something? I saw your hand up. Debbie Miller?
There she goes. Yeah.
Am I on music?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I'm speakable. I just wanted to thank her very much for her upbeat, positive attitude, and wish I could share it more with all my clients. So many of them, they are shut-ins. They don't have transportation. Unfortunately, they don't even have, most of them don't have computers. So I wish I could share this with them, just like with church. It'd be great, because I know they'd love you, just as like they would church most of the time. Have we ever arranged it where we could expand our Zoom? Did we ever set that up? Y'all let me know more of that. Anyways, you like to spread cheer and smiles. And by the way, you do have a great smile. And you've got lots of drama to your end. Anyways, it's great. And I wish I could just share more of that. But you're based in Tavares, Ruth?
I sing
You're based in Tavares?
And I live in Mount Dora, and I sing in Tavares and Mount Dora and Eustis.
You can buy her record
Well,
and
just provide me with a little bit. Provide me with a little bit of that information, and I'll spread as much of that information as I can. I'm a great referral service. Okay.
Liz,
So that
you sound like a go-getter and a mover and a shaker. So thank you.
well, I kind of, at the moment, most of my clients are in Lake and the villages. But I've kind of worked the 3 counties. I do in-home care. So I kind of spread the word around. I used to do Virginia, lives in the Eustis area there. But spreading the where you may play music, especially if it has outdoor, okay, which everybody would like to have exposure to. Be glad to spread the word around for you.
Thank you, Liz.
We had Amanda Dockery had her hand up, but she's gone now, I think. I don't see her.
Yeah.
She had her hand up and then she was just gone. So I guess, all right. Anyone else have anything for Ruth? Maybe if it's possible, as we leave, can you put that slide back on that gives her information? Is that possible to do?
Chris?
Absolutely.
Okay. And so we will sign off for today, and it's wonderful to see you, Ruth. Thank you so much for all the love and light you bring to the world.
You brought it to me. Thank you so much.
Okay, so now I'm going to take a picture of this, so leave it up for a minute, okay?
Will do. And Diana, I wasn't kidding about taking you out to dinner.
Well, you let me know. I would love that. Okay.
I will. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Well, we're ready to go, I guess. And Jess, it's so nice to